Alright, new month today. I'm supposed to get my new Mavic Pro battery today, so we'll see if it arrives and then I'll test it out and see everything if DJI actually gave me a good battery. As well, this is supposed to be the month of the drone law proposals, if I'm not mistaken, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what they put out there. It's kind of funny too, because yesterday I asked you guys, like, well, is this how it was back in the days with cars, like in relation to drones, were people really that crazy with automobiles to make crazy laws? And Dan, you were suggesting I read something called the Red Flag, like, Act. So I searched it quickly, like, on the internet, and this is what came out, the Locomotive Act, and it says here, the most draconic restrictions and speed limits were imposed by the 1865 Act, which required that all road locomotives, which included automobiles, to travel at a maximum of 4 miles per hour, or 6.4 kilometers an hour, in the country and 2 miles per hour in the city, as well as requiring a man carrying a red flag to walk in front of the road vehicles, hauling multiple wagons. Wow, what a ridiculous law! Holy smokes! Actually, that kind of reminds me of the drones in many ways, because they want you to have spotters and everything like that too, right? But holy cow! Like, for me, it's just weird. Like, obviously cars can cause accidents, like, you know, if the driver's really bad and all that, but still, like, this is really overboard. No, it just makes me think, like, with all this vlogging with the drones and all that, like, when you look back at it, in the end, is it the drone flyers that are gonna have the last laugh? Where when people look back at this, you can see, like, wow, that was really ludicrous. 75 meters away from all this, you know, calling 911 over a 250 gram drone over an open field. I know drone video you were saying, for example, you don't get why, even with all the past, people don't learn from history. You think we'd be beyond that nowadays based on the past. I guess maybe it just comes down to people are too lazy to read, like, all this information, like just with the laws. Makes me wonder with all this documenting of what we're going through as drone flyers, whether or not people in the future are gonna look back at this and go, wow, this was pretty hilarious. Actually, there was supposed to be some deals for a hamburger at McDonald's today or something like that. That's really cheap, and apparently it's only available in BC. So I thought if I see it, okay, why not try it? When I see stuff like this, like for deals, it's more about documenting it so you can understand whether or not in the future, if you see sale prices, whether or not they're actually a real deal or not. There is a deal. I get a 3 hamburgers.
210. Hi there.
Has it been busy like this?
It was a long lineup.
Oh, yeah? Right.
Thank you. The wine.
208. That was fast. Alright, let's see how it actually is for a total of, what is it, $2.11. Probably won't eat it all right now, just trying to see the craftsmanship. Yeah, that's about it. Get what you pay for? I always found that a little odd when people say they eat fast food because it's cheaper. For the most part, I think it's just convenience. It's way cheaper to buy the stuff and prepare it yourself. Like I said, I usually try to find deals, and I found this one that might actually tickle a lot of people's interest here. I saw this Phantom 3 Standard for $229.99. That's pretty cheap, if I'm not mistaken. It's almost the price of, like, maybe just double the battery. Funny enough for myself, like I said before, I usually find too many deals and don't know enough people who would want it. And usually I just leave them, let them be, like these deals here. So if I knew there was people that wanted it, I would have bought it, and then yeah, they'll pay me back afterwards. Actually, those hamburger prices made me want to look what the price of them were, like, say, way back in comparison to see how good of a deal it is, and I guess it holds pretty well with inflation. Alright, so I did get the package for the Mavic Pro battery. So, let's brace ourselves, open this up, and let's see if they got it right this time. Holy cow, enough bubble wrap for the whatever. And kind of interesting, it's not in a full retail package. I actually gave them back the box and everything last time. Alright. Kind of noticed kind of like all these little scratches and marks on the battery. Again, makes me wonder if, or most likely this is probably used before. Or it could be, again, the same battery that they gave me, but maybe they retightened it. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if it actually fits into this thing. Alright, looks like it fits. See what it says when I open up the app. Let's check the power. Times charge 0. Okay. So according to this, it says time charge 0, so I'm guessing it's probably a factory refreshed or refurbished one. Again, it's kind of funny they didn't actually give me back the retail box, but just had all these bubble wraps. I was gonna test flying this, but I was thinking, should I charge this up first? Because they usually say that's bad for batteries, right? That you should actually charge it up fully. I think that's what I might do. So I just charged up the battery, as you can see. And I was thinking, usually people say with batteries like these, you should drain it to about 30% or so, but before you store it away. So I was thinking, what am I going to do? Like leave it hovering or something like that for however knows, like what, 15 minutes for it to drain? And I was thinking, what can I do for practice? Because I know for myself, when I usually talk in the public, people are so concerned about stability. They think this thing is going to fly like crazy. It can't stay in one spot. So I think maybe that would be kind of interesting. Yay, am I nuts, guys? Yeah, I kind of had to put it below this so I don't block the power button. I was debating if it's better to put it in the front or the back. Not the ideal setting, but it's at 400 ISO right now and at about 130 of a shutter speed. Not ideal. I'm always wondering if I should bump up the ISO or the shutter. Like again, if their laws were better, normally this is the type of stuff I'd love to practice outside because I'd love to test what the best settings and everything are. And since it is close here, I can drop it whenever if for some reason that thing goes flying. That's interesting, it says obstacle. And now it doesn't say obstacle for some reason. That's hilarious. Does that make people more comfortable with drones? Does it just show how steady it is? Okay, don't try this at home, beginners. I'm at least I practiced like quite a bit before, but so I'm gonna try to fly this forward a bit. was even saying to like where I was before the interim laws came out, I felt I needed a little bit more of a challenge in some way to increase my skills, whether it's trying to find a safe place to follow cars or something like that. Because even now, I mean, for those that are new, like basically I can't get practice outside, so how else can I become a safer flyer, I guess you can say. Like I need the challenge in many ways. Because in many ways, like I used to use the tripod mode a lot, but I found sometimes when I shoot, like I want to switch it back to my regular speed, but then if you're in tripod mode, obviously it stops you. But even now, like all this, when I'm controlling it, I have like the steady hands to actually control it really slow, and that came from practice. So again, for all the people that say those laws are fantastic, it's, in my opinion, it isn't. I mean, people need practice in order to fly like really comfortably like this. I mean, not everyone comes from like for example, a video game background that uses a controller like these, for example, to get the sensitivity to use kind of analog sticks like these. And holy cow, this battery is lasting kind of a long time, honestly. It's kind of ironic, the times when you want it to last long, basically, it doesn't, and now it's lasting forever when I just want to drain it just to maintain it. Alright, anyways, I'll see you guys later.